Welcome back to This Week in Pennsylvania. We are joined now by Russell Williams. He's the president and CEO of Hanover Shoe Farms. And if you don't know, it is one of the top standard-bred horse racing farms in all the world. Did I oversell that, Russell? I don't think I did.
I don't think you did either. It sounded good.
It's in York and Adams County, for those that don't know. But we're talking horse racing. Yes, it's March Madness, but horse racing is very much in the news because Governor Wolf would like to take some money from the horse racing fund, about $199 million a year he would like to take, and give it to college scholarship for students who are going to state schools. That's the plan anyway. What are your concerns about that, moving $199 million away from the horse racing fund?
Well, first of all, we should go back to the Racing Compact of 2004. I was there. The gaming companies wanted to come into Pennsylvania and operate casinos here. And a business plan was worked out based on a 45-45-10 split. So the casino money, and this is not tax money, this is the money coming into the casinos, would be divided 45% roughly to the casinos themselves, 45% to state government, which they've gotten every year since then, and 10% to the horse industry. Now, the Pennsylvania horse industry is a native industry that's been here for 300 years. If you're ever on Race Street in Philadelphia, there used to be a racetrack alongside that street in the late 1600s. So we've been here for a long time. And when the casinos wanted to come in, we saw an opportunity to create a business model that would be a three-way win. Now, the casino companies, the horse industry, and the state.
I can tell you, I was covering it as well. I'm one of those guys with the gray hair just like you are. The way they got yes votes from a number of Republican lawmakers was the Republican lawmakers were saying, I will vote for this because it is going to, quote unquote, save the horse racing industry. So that is a way they did get yes votes way back then. But let's get to your point. So there's some money coming off the slots that's going to the horse racing industry. As you say, 10%, you say it's not taxpayer money, but some people in the administration and in government, state government, might argue with you that it might not be taxpayer money in terms of taking taxes, but it is money that the state could be using if we took it away from you guys.
Right, and we don't think the state would be wise to take it away from us because we took our 10% cut and we created $1.6 billion in economic impact in Pennsylvania. You know, we represent 20,000 family jobs in the Commonwealth. Our farm is pretty large. We occupy about 3,000 acres, and we have 40 families living on the farm who work for us. So basically, these 40 families are right there on the farm working with the horses. And if we went out of business, where would they go? Now,
you would think the Department of Agriculture would be very concerned about that, but I want to read to you a statement from the Department of Agriculture that we got. It says, with the $3 billion Pennsylvania has invested in horse racing in the past 16 years, the industry should be able to stand on its own. If Governor Wolf's proposal to redirect $199 million to scholarships puts an end to the industry, then we've made a poor policy decision to support them for this long. Basically, if you continue to need that amount of money, maybe you know it's time to move on to something else.
Dennis, that's a bait and switch. They're not subsidizing the horse industry. We've been operating on a business model that was established in 2004. If they want to change the model, fine, but it's not a subsidy. It's a business model that we all agreed to back then.
Okay, and there was a powerful piece in the Philadelphia Inquirer this week, as you know, talking about some of the dark side of the horse racing industry, pointing out that 1,400 horses in the last 10 years have died on racetracks in Pennsylvania, and that the use of drugs, performance-enhancing drugs on the horses is running rampant. What do you say to that?
Well, that article was in part a political hit piece. It was intended to help grease the skids for what the governor wants to do to exterminate the horse industry in Pennsylvania. And if you look at the 1,400 horses, that's over a 10-year period. And that's out of a total group of about 180,000 horses. You had 1,400 deaths. So that's pretty much normal. Here on our farm, we have horses dying of natural causes at the same rate. Every one of those 1,400 horses was blood tested by the Pennsylvania State Horse Racing Commission. There were no drug positives in those horses. I wish the article had mentioned that.
Okay.
or made more of it, because those were not horses that died of drug abuse.
Real quickly, because I got to run, but this has been attempted in the past. That is, trying to grab some of this money has been tried several times in the past. It's failed. Do you think it will fail again this time, as you have Republicans that control the House and Senate?
Well, I think Republicans at this point have a better memory than some Democrats, and I think that it will fail.
Okay. I want to thank you very much for being with us. We certainly do appreciate it. Stay with us. Much more This Week in Pennsylvania when we come right back.